It's not code.
You just input your answer.
Okay. Without explaining.
No. If you can, you can add your explanation. Okay.
But it's hard to explain like in typing. But if we write it, it will be better.
You can submit your answer, and which is followed by your explanation. But if you can't, just submit your answer, will be okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yesterday we have introduced some object-oriented programming knowledge, and we know how to write a class, create a class, and we know how to separate its declaration and its implementation, right? And here, you remember a pointer? Hello?
We've heard of it, but we haven't studied pointer.
Yesterday we did object and constructor. We didn't do pointers.
Oh, you didn't know pointer. Okay, we will pass this. And in the next chapter, we will introduce the pointer. And next, the data field encapsulation. Here, the data field radius in a subclass can be modified directly, but we say that the data field should be better private, right? So here is here's two reasons. Here are two reasons. The first one is the data may be tampered, and the second, it makes the class difficult to maintain and vulnerable to bugs. So, for example, if you use the radius many times in your program, but now you set some use according to some users' needs, you need to check whether the radius is negative or not. Then you have to modify so many codes in your program, and if you leave one unchanged, then your program may have some other bugs, right? So it's not easy to maintain. So it's better to make data fields private. So, but now here we have already got it. Then how can we get? Then if radius is private, then how can we get its value? And how can we change its value? We can use a get function to refer to a get function to get the value of the private data, and we can use a set function to change its value. So the get function is referred to as a getter or accessor, and a set function is referred to as a setter or mutator. We have already seen this kind of functions yesterday, right?
Yes, Doctor.
Right? Do you remember?
Continue, Laoshi.
Continue. Okay, good. Now for the get function, if the return type, yesterday we have get radius and the return type is double, and if your value, if the type of your value is boolean, then the return type here, it should, oh no. If the return type is bool, it's not, then the name is not get, but you should write it like this, is For example, if I have a variable, it is a Boolean type, and it's used to see turn on. Turn on. So if I wanted to get its value, I would write a getter for it, right? So now its getter should be bool is turn on. Okay. So here is when your return when the type of the data field you want to get is Boolean, then you should write it like this. Okay, next. We have already seen this programs yesterday. And the next, the scope of variables. Global variables are declared outside all functions and are accessible to all functions in its scope. The scope of global variable starts from its declaration and continues to the end of the program. But for we will see some exception in class. Here, local variables are defined inside the functions. The scope of a local variable starts from its declaration and continues to the end of the block that contains the variable. Here, the data fields are declared as variables and are accessible to all constructors and functions in the class. In this sense, data fields are like global variables. It's easy to understand, right? However, data fields and functions can be declared in any order in a class. We have already done some experiments yesterday, right? We know that data fields and functions can be declared in any order in a class. Even though your functions is written before the declaration of your data fields, and you have used the data field in your function, it is okay in class. In a class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So here, just
you can declare even before definition.
Yeah, so this is an exception for global. For you need to pay great attention to, but this style. This style is preferred. Data fields, functions, but if usually we would put our constructors after the data fields and before the other functions. Next, local variables are declared and used inside a function locally. We will see an example, hide data field. Hide data field. Oh, there's multi-min. Let me check it. Only one min function. Okay. Here, I'll give you 1 minute to analyze this program and to try to get what would be output. Okay?
Okay.
Hello? Okay, good.
The output is x is 20, y is 10.
Yes. So would you like to explain why the value of x is 20 and y is 10?
Because first we declare the object foo, and then we did foo dot p dot the function. So we invoke the function p,
Yeah.
and in the function p, x equal 20. So the x is 20 and y is 10 because the no argument constructor we have y is 10.
Yeah, you're right. And here, our program will start from the first line of the main method, right? So here, in the first line, an object is declared and created. Foo. When this object is created, its no arg constructor is invoked. So here, x here, its data fields x is 10 and y is 10. And after that, the p function is invoked. Here, although there's a local variable x. Here, this x is a local variable, and this x is a global variable. And within the scope, only the local variable will be used if it has a name that is if this variable's name is same as that of a global variable, then only this local variable is used. So x is 20, and y here, y is this global variable. So y, the value of y is 10. Okay, so can we move on?
Yes.
Here, if a local variable has the same name as a data field, the local variable takes precedence and the data field with the same name is hidden. So here, this in this scope, x, this variable is hidden. This pointer, sometimes you need to reference a class hidden data field in a function. For example, a property name is often used as a parameter name in a set function for the property. In this case, you need to reference a hidden property name in the function in order to set a new value to it. For example, here, a hidden data field can be accessed by using the this keyword, which is a special built-in pointer that references to the calling object. You can rewrite circle 3. Here's another program. I will first comment this line. Oh, circle 3.
Lauschi, zoom in Lauschi. We can't see the code.
I'm sorry.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
Well, what do you mean?
Zoom.
Lovely. Can you zoom in a bit?
I'm sorry.
The character is too small. We cannot see Laoshi.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. I will. Oh, room in.
Mamado, is this sentence different than mine?
Okay. How about now?
Yes, it's still small loss.
It's clear.
Yeah,
It is clearer.
no, can you
No,
explain?
no.
No. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, okay. This keyword. I will use this example to illustrate how this pointer is used. Okay. This is the example we have already got yesterday, and now can you see it clearly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is the class we have got yesterday, radius. It has a private data field radius, and it has two constructors with one no-out constructor. And it has a get area, get radius, set radius. So these three functions. And now here, sometimes in order to make this program readable, we will just give this parameter a name, radius. Then can we write it like this? What we want is that we need to assign the value of this radius to this radius, right? But now, will this work? Oh, redefinition, maybe somewhere. Oh, here. I need to comment. Here's another circle. Okay. Now, if we here, if we give it a radius 25, then let's check what the radius would be. We will say that it's not the radius is not has not get the right value, right? Because here, when this statement is executed, the radius would be 1. But now it seems that radius is wrong. Here is the radius, right? Have you got it?
Yes, teacher. So why is it wrong?
Why it is wrong? Because here our radius has not get the right value. So this here, what can we do? We can use this. This means
Teacher, in the former code we use new radius, right?
yeah,
New
you're right.
radius.
But sometimes to make our program readable, Yeah, yesterday the program we written yesterday is correct. Of course, it is correct, and there are some other ways, and you can write. You can choose one style you prefer.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so here, if you want your parameter to be reduced, this will become more readable. And you can assign its value to this radius in this way. Other way, two ways to assign a value to radius. The first one is you have a different name of this parameter, and the other is that you can use this. Very well.
So teacher, what's the advantage of using this one?
This is used to indicate you are using the radius of this class.
Yes, teacher, what is the advantage? Why is this one more advantageous than the last one, than new radius?
It's most readable.
From the radius, from the name of the parameter, we can get that in this function, you are assigning values to it, to radius.
Okay, teacher, okay.
Pointer type. Now it works, right? This is a pointer. And if you want to get access to its elements, you need to write it like this. Of course, if your parameter name is R or new radius, and then you assign the value of R to radius, that will be okay. And this is using this pointer is another way to assign value to radius. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, teacher, me
Okay. We can move on, right? Passing objects to functions. Pass object by value, by reference. Pass object to pointer. No. No, we will not introduce this this slide, because when we introduce the pointer, we will go back here. Loan class. Here's another example. Loan and test loan class. The loan class has been the declaration and its implementation has been separated. In loan.cpp, the implementation of loan class is given, and in loan.h file, the declaration has been given here, and test loan class here. This main method is used to test the functions of the loan class. So So now I'd like to send these 3 files to you so that you can run it, you can analyze it and run it by yourself. Okay?
Teacher, I don't understand why they always write include loan. Like, in this include hashtag include, like include test circle CBP. Why do they include loan H? Why do
They
they
are
not write
including the
include
directory
test
of loan.
the
You mean
directory is I don't understand still.
Look.
Because they're supposed to write
The
like
loan,
include
they've written their code of loan.h in another file. In order
yes.
to access that file in this file, you have to say include loan.h. They both need to be in the same folder. So when you
okay.
include loan.h, it will access loan.h into this file.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, because like I went to the textbook and then I saw another code and they wrote include loan. So I thought it's like it's in C plus plus, something in C plus plus.
Look, it says a header file, so you can add it to the header.
Okay, I have already sent the 3 files to you. Now you can run it by yourself and try to analyze it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Lars.
Laoshi, Laoshi.
Hello?
Yeah, Laoshi.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a different question. I want to know if the growth rate is smaller than the laptop is faster
I don't
when
get, I didn't get it.
when the growth rate
Oh,
is
growth rate.
yeah is smaller, then it means it's faster.
Yeah.
Okay, and when the growth rate is bigger,
No. If the growth rate is smaller, you can um eh, if your growth rate is smaller, it means you can complete a lot of work within you can solve a problem with a bigger input size.
yeah, it's faster.
Yeah, you will feel your computation is faster.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I give
And
you 2 minutes to analyze the loan class. Will
Yeah.
that be okay?
Yeah. We'll try.
Okay. So do you have any questions about this program?
1 more minute, Losh.
Okay.
Laushi, I don't know how to get all the three files.
I don't know how to. I do not get what you mean.
When I download the file, just one show. How I can
Would you
Wait,
like
wait,
to
wait.
share your screen?
Like teacher and like to create the files. I'm sure that's what he's talking about because me, I don't know how to create the CPP and the H file.
So would you like to share your screen?
Guys, open this file that I will send you. It will include all three files. Open this file.
Monitor, monitor. That's not what I'm talking about. Like what I'm meaning is like on the computer, like how to create the CPP and the H file
Would
using
you,
the main file.
Vicky, would you like to
You
share your
have to
screen?
go to code blocks.
Yeah, I know that it's
Share
in
your
code block.
screen.
Share your screen.
Go to file and then create a new file.
Actually, I'm using my phone now, but
Do you
this thing
have
I
your
don't know how
computer
to use
next
it.
to you?
Yeah, I have it.
In code blocks, there are options, file. Then you can click on new and then empty file, and that's it.
And you can also just copy the file into your project and then add a file. Here, for example, my project is DSA. I'll share my screen. Here, my project is DSA, right? So once you copy the files into the file a file folder DSA, this is your project, and you can right click DSA, right click it, and then file add files. You can choose the files you want to load in this, you want to add to this project. For example, if you wanted to add the loan CPP, loan H, and test the loan, you just select them and then open and click OK. Then your files will appear here.
Lauscher,
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
I have a lot of questions in this loan
Okay.
file.
Okay. What are they?
First of all, I want to know in the loan.cpp, loan.h, and test loan file,
Yes.
how did you distribute the algorithm? For example, in loan.cpp, I think you wrote the functions. I'm not too sure if that's. And in loan.h, you define the functions and the classes.
No. In loan.h, there are only some this is the only the declaration of this class, and there's no definitions about the functions.
So where did you define these?
Loan.cpp.
Okay, you define them in loan.cpp.
Yeah.
You declare them in loan.h.
Yes.
And in test loan, you take the input and the output.
What do you mean?
And what did you do in the test loan class?
Here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Loan here.
No, the whole file. In loan.h, you declare the classes. In loan.cpp, you declare them, and in loan.h, you define them.
In loan.cpp, there's the implementation. There is an implementation of the
it's
loan
the
class.
implementation. And in
Yeah.
loan.h, it's the definition.
Yeah.
And what is in test loan?
Here. In test loan, you just test the functions of loan.
So you call the functions in this file.
Yes.
Okay.
Here, for these statements, they are just to get the value of three variables: annual interest rate, number of years, and the loan amount. And after that, you declare an object of loan using these three variables. And when this statement is executed, the loan.cpp here, this constructor is invoked, right? So now the value has been changed. And after that, you have invoked the get monthly payment of loan. And you also invoke get total payment of the loan class. They are
Okay. So
okay.
get total payment. You define get total payment in loan.h. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So can we move on?
I don't know if anyone else has questions.
Laughing. I
Yes?
will share my screen and told me how to reunite the three files.
I'm sorry.
I will share my screen
Okay,
and told me how to do it. I didn't know.
okay. You can share your screen now.
Okay.
Then
So
where are these 3 files stored? File
here,
here, and which ID are code blocks? Okay. So here you need to create a project. File,
where?
you can click the file,
Mhm.
new, the first one,
Control Shift
new,
B. Control
project,
Shift B.
project, and empty project. Yeah. Click it, then next. Project titles. You can give it a name, your project a name.
Okay.
EFS. Okay.
I just wrote. And
Okay.
here?
The folder to create projects in, you can choose. Here. Which drive? Okay, you need to remember this address.
Yeah.
Okay, now please open that file. Please open.
Add
Please
file.
no.
No?
Please open the folder. Your folder.
Which folder?
The folder that the teacher told you to keep the address of.
Yeah. When you create a new an empty project, you have chosen your an address. Where
The
do you remember
Ismail
it?
2 folder.
EFA.
I don't do
EFS.
like this. Add files and we add.
No, please listen to me. Please
Okay.
open the folder. Where's DSA? Oh yeah,
Here.
and EFS, right?
Yes.
Open it, and then copy the 3 files into it. Copy the 3 files into this folder.
Oh, okay.
File, this file folder.
Wait.
See? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then go back to code blocks
Okay.
and right-click DFS. Then add files. Choose the 3 files. The 3 files. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then you can click the plus symbol, the plus mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have got
Okay.
it, right? Then click, then please open the test alone class. Yeah. Then
Oh,
the main method should yeah, right. You
I
need
have
to
to delete this.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Now
I
which
run
one?
it on loan TPP.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Lars.
Oh, my pleasure. So is there any other questions? Okay. So what? Shimul, Paul, what? Do you have any questions? Okay, so we can move on, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can.
You have already got my screen, right? Okay.
Mm.
So there's something we also need to know about object oriented programming. Here, preventing multiple declarations. It is a common mistake to include the same header file in a program multi times inadvertently. Here, suppose in your head.h, here in this file, you have include circle.h. And here in test.cpp, you have also include circle.h, and you also include head.h. Now, in your here CPP. Now, in the test.head.cpp, you have already included the circle.h 2 times, right? So this is a multiple declaration. Some compilation errors would appear. But I'm not sure if here in my project will this happen. I will have a try.
So where should we avoid multiple declarations, Lash?
Here is some method. Here's the method. Here. Using this if and def its meaning is if not defined. If not defined, and then we will define. Just like this. No, circle. Here. In order to avoid multiple declaration, we can add these 2 statements at the beginning of the declaration of your class. This means
To use the head file just one time.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, you're right. This means if your project has not defined circle.h, this file, then the following part will be effective.
So Lashi, where should we, in which file should we add the header
It
files?
is a good style to add these 3 statements for each .h file. For every .h file, because we put our declaration of the classes in the .h files, right? So for every .h file, it is better to include these 3 statements.
Okay, teacher, if we include it, we shouldn't include the others, like include CPP, include H. If we include this, we shouldn't include the others.
No, you don't need to include that because this is a header file.
Okay.
.h means a header file.
So this is the way to avoid multiple declaration. Have you got
Laushi,
it?
my question is,
Yeah.
where do we declare most of them? Now, for circle.h, where should we include it? In the main file?
She said that we should include it
When
on everything.
you should include it whenever you need to use the functions that is defined, that is
Okay.
declared. For example,
Yeah.
in this file, in the test loan class, you just need to use the loan class. You do not need to use the circle class, right? So here we just need to include the loan.h. We don't need to include the circle.h.
What happens if we include circle.h?
Nothing will happen. Of course, the compilation, your program should be compiled, and it will generate an obj file, and your obj file will be different if you include, because if you include the circle.h here, I think your obj file will be bigger, but it will not affect the running of your program.
Laushi, you said if not defined low h, it means we can use the header file just one time. If not defined.
No.
What?
We here. This statement is just to avoid multiple declaration. For example, if your project have many files, right? You don't even know which file has been included in one file or in two files, right? So
Yeah.
if one of your file has been included in two files in your project, then some compilation error will appear. To make sure that every file is included once, we use this statement. And when you need this .h file, you can when you need it, and if now currently your project has already how should I say? Annotation. Okay. Here is an example. We'll use.
We use this one so we can include the header file many times to each CPP file. We use this if not define class name h hashtag define class name h hashtag, and if when we want to include this head file to other CPP files.
Here, for example, this is a circle.h, right?
Yes.
Circle.h, and there's another file called head.h, and another file is test head.h. And now, for example, in your test.h, you have already included circle.h and head.h. But here, in your head.h, you have included circle.h. And when the computer compile your test head.h, then all the content of a circle.h and the content of h.h will be included, right? But your head.h has already included ch. So here, during the compilation, ch, circle.h will be included twice, right? Here and here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have noticed that if there are two circle class, then there's some compilation error. It tells me that multiple definition of circle, right? So here, if you include circle.h twice, then some compilation error will also appear. In your project, every file just need to appear one time,
One time.
right? So
Yes.
how can we, because we have so many files and sometimes some people will cooperate to complete one project, how can we avoid this kind of things happen? If in circle.h we have used these three statements, this means firstly, circle.h this file will be included. And after that, head.h will be included. And when in head.h there is this statement, pound include circle.h, right? So when this statement is executed, it is pre-compilation. And when this statement is executed, it will also go back here to include the circle.h. And now it will say, oh, if not define circle, then define. But now you are already have a circle. So here, the content of circle.h will not be included. So
Yeah, we
using,
will take just head point h.
yeah,
Without
now with these three statements, the circle.h will only be included once.
Oh, okay.
Am I clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can we move on?
Yes.
Okay. So it is better to have these three statements for each class header. Okay. And next. Instance and static members. A static variable is shared by all objects of the class. A static variable. Have you learned static before?
No.
No. Okay. Yes.
No,
No.
we haven't.
A static here. It is a keyword static. A static variable is shared by all objects of a class. We know that in our former examples, radius is not shared by other objects. Circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, they can have different radius. They have their own radius, right? So radius is not shared by all the objects of the class. But if radius is a static variable, then it's shared by all objects of the class. And similarly, a static function cannot, or a static function, of course, a function is, every object has its own function. And If your function is a static function cannot access instance members of the class. So what is instance members? Generally, the variables and the functions of your class can be divided into two types, static and instance. If your variable is not static, then it is instance. And if your function is not static, then it is instance function. Am I clear? Anybody here?
Laoshi.
I
Yes.
didn't hear it.
So you mean the static can be used to declare variables at global scope?
Yes, global scope.
Okay, but they cannot be declared at local scope.
A static variable can be shared by all objects.
Okay, can you show us an example?
Let me see. Oh, let me see. Oh, here. I'll send you these three files to you, and you just analyze it firstly. Okay.
Okay.
Circle with circle. Circle. Okay, I have already sent these three files to you, and you can try to analyze it firstly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Laoshi, can you please repeat the definition of static variable?
Finish.
No, can you repeat the definition of static variable?
Static variable.
Yes, static variable.
Can you just
Uh,
send us this PPT, Laoshi? It will.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, send this PPT. We can see
Okay.
the definition.
The two PPTs and the other one was
Which one? The data structure one?
because there is two. She begin with one in classes and this one is the new one.
No, I think it's the same.
No,
It's very
it's
big.
new one.
Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't get it.
He's saying if you've marked his attendance, the attendance will be marked at the end of every class after checking the amount of time that you've spent in the class. So, yeah, it's not.
If that is the case, it's me. I logged in out of from laptop to my phone to my laptop to my phone again like 4 times.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It only counts to 5%. Learn what's going on right now.
5% is still a huge percent, you know.
Monitor, what about the other days? Have they been taking attendance?
We've only had one more day yesterday.
Okay, what about yesterday? Who took the attendance?
Yeah, the teacher will take attendance. Don't worry about it. This app will show that how long has a student been in the meeting. So based on that, the attendance will be taken.
Laushi, can you send the file that we studied yesterday also?
Yesterday,
Yeah,
chapter 9.
about classes.
PPT?
Yeah, the PPT of yesterday.
Read.
About classes.
Lashi, are we at chapter 10?
Yes.